Welcome to our case study from Group 2, the Royal Dining Membership Program Diploma. So, I will introduce about the case. The Royal Dining Membership Program was launched by the Hong Kong Grand Hotel to attract local residents and increase restaurant revenues by offering substantial dining discounts and exclusive benefits to members. While the program quickly gained popularity and contributed significantly to the hotel food and beverages sales, it also introduced concerns regarding customer satisfaction, operational challenges, and potential dilution of the hotel's luxury brand image. About a case review, so I will talk about the background first. The Hong Kong Grand is a prestigious, historic hotel known for its luxury reputations and high-profile clientele, facing increased competitions after the removal of restriction on nearby mall restaurants. The hotel introduced the Royal Dining Program to boost restaurant occupancy and revenue. About the program details, so the program offers two membership types, that is the traditional and EPIQ, with annual fees and a tire discount structure up to 50% off food bills for two diners. And most memberships are distributed through a credit card partnership, making up about 85% of total members. And about the results, so the program resulted in a rapid increase in restaurant revenues and membership, reaching over 4,200 members by 2015. However, staff reported frequently issues with the rule complexity and customer attempts to maximize discounts, leading to operational frictions. And about the challenges, so concerned emerged about the program displacing full paying guests, undermining the luxury dining experience and causing dissatisfactions among both staff and members due to restrictive and confusing rules. For the question number one, if I were in Erica Liu's shoes, what would I present to the executive committee? So the first things is I will summarize about the Royal Dining Program. So the Royal Dining membership program was launched to boost restaurant revenue by offering significant discounts and exclusive benefits to members, especially targeting local residents. And the program has grown rapidly with over 4,200 members by 2015 and has contributed to a sharp increase in restaurant sales. There are two types of membership, that is traditional and FEQ, with the most members joining through a credit card partnership at a discounted rate. The second things I would tell them about the financial performance analysis. So the program generated substantial incremental revenue both from membership fees and increased restaurant patronage. Purchase memberships have a higher usage rate, that is 75% compared to credit card memberships 25%, and are used more frequently. And the average net revenues per visit is $225 Hong Kong, with credit card ABQ memberships generating even higher revenues, that is $325 Hong Kong. And the average discount given is 35%, and the program accounts for a significant portion of revenue is some restaurants is over 60% at the Kabuki. And the food cost as a percentage of sales is 32%. So even with a 50% discount, gross margin remains positive, and beverage sales with a lower cost of 24% are profitable. Next, I will address some key issues and challenges. The first thing is about the customer and staff complaints. So, members frequently complain about the complexity and restrictiveness of program rules, leading to dissatisfactions. And staff experience frustrations dealing with the members trying to maximize discounts, creating operational challenges and affecting morale. And for the brand and value perceptions. So the discount program may be eroding the luxury image of the Hong Kong brand, potentially. alienating full paying guests and regular customers. And the presence of coupon waving diners can detract from the exclusive atmosphere expected by luxury clientele. About the displacement of full paying customers. So during peak periods, RD members may be displacing regular full price paying diners, especially in popular restaurants. There is concerns that the program is attracting price sensitive customers at the expense of loyal high value guests. Also, I would tell them about my recommendations as well. So the first things is to cover the financial and uses analysis. So conduct a detailed analysis of incremental revenue versus lost revenues from displaced full paying customers. And the second things is I will assess the profitability of each membership segment, from purchased versus the credit card and traditional versus FQ. Also, like the company can also analyze the impact on the average sales and consider whether extending discounts to beverages would be beneficial. About the program rule adjustments. So, simplify and clarify program rules to reduce customer confusions and staff frustration. Consider introducing blackout periods or capacity controls during peak times to protect revenues and preserve the luxury experience, and explore higher benefits or loyalty incentives to encourage higher spending and repeat visit. Also, we can do some brand management by review marketing communications to ensure the program aligns with the hotel luxury positioning. Consider limiting membership numbers to or creating an exclusive tier with premium benefits to maintain exclusivity. And for the staff training and support, so provide additional training for staff to handle RD members diplomatically and consistently, and implements feedback mechanism for both staff and members to identify ongoing issues and areas for improvement.
So moving on, for question two, as Erica Liu, what analysis would you run to assess the financial performance of the Royal Dining membership program? So to assess the financial performance of that Royal Dining membership program, Erica Liu should conduct a comprehensive analysis that integrates both quantitative financial performance and qualitative customer behavioral insights. The objective is to determine the program's true profitability, its impact on customer behavior, and how well it aligns with the brand's long term positioning. On the first and most important steps is identifying which types of Royal Dining members generate the most profit for the hotel. The Royal Dining program includes two major groups. As you have known, there are the paid members who purchase memberships directly, and there's also the credit card members who receive the same benefits for free through a partnership arrangement. The hotel would receive a lower fixed fee per card, but these users still gain full access to the program. So, to see the profitability of each segment, Erica should analyze both membership fee revenue and usage behavior. So I have a table right here. All data are from the cases, and the estimate revenue is attained from multiplying the fee and the number of members. So from this, it is clear that although the majority of members, about 85% of them come from the credit card partnership. The majority of revenue, on the other hand, comes from direct paying members, especially the Epicure tier members. These individuals are not only more invested in the program financially, but also more likely to use it regularly and derive value from it. So we conclude that paid members are more engaged, more predictable, and more profitable. So I suggest reallocating marketing spend to increase paid acquisition and also They can or re-evaluate the value of giving free memberships to credit card users as well. So, beyond fees, it is vital to understand how often different members actually use their membership, how much they spend per visit, or how many guests they typically bring. So, there's also a table right here. The how well we have the data is also the same for with the previous table. Now we can see that paid members visit more frequently and host slightly larger parties, right? This leads to more consistent revenue. In contrast, credit card members are largely inactive, meaning the partner funded subsidy may be underutilized. So paid members not only visit more often, but they also tend to spend more, so as they are more psychologically invested in maximizing the value of the purchase. And to truly understand the profitability of the Royal Dining Program, Erica must look beyond the surface level revenue and examine the actual contribution margin generated from like each transaction. So although the Royal Dining Program increases the restaurant traffic and top line sales, the aggressive discounting up to 50% for certain configurations puts downward pressures on the margin, obviously. So, according to the case data, the average net revenue per Royal Dining member the experience is approximately like I'm sorry, 225 Hong Kong dollars, right, with an average discount of 35%. This implies that the typical pre-discount food bill is around I'm sorry, is the pre-discount food bill is about 346 Hong Kong dollars. However, this gross revenue must be weighed against the cost of goods sold, particularly the food cost. The case indicates that the food cost of goods sold is about 32% of the gross food sales. So using this, we estimate the food court per transaction to be about 110 Hong Kong dollars. Subtracting this from the 2025 Hong Kong dollars net revenue leaves a gross margin of only like 114 Hong Kong dollars per transaction. This margin must then cover fixed costs such as like the rental, the utilities, staff salaries, and like the service costs. If customers do not offer beverages which are not discounted and have a lower cost of goods sold, the overall transaction will becomes even less profitable. Therefore, although the Royal Dining program is profitable on paper, the margins are thin, and any fluctuation in customer behavior, for example, ordering fewer drinks or only utilizing high discount periods, could easily tip a transaction into unprofitability. This highlights the importance of carefully managing discount structures, especially during peak hours when full paying guests might otherwise fill those tables. Why this program is pushing them away, so it's not really that sustainable, to be honest. Now, for the customer lifetime value evaluation, so short-term profitability is only part of the picture. Erica should also consider each member's customer lifetime value. So that is the total profit a member generates over the tenure with the program. This involves three main factors. The net revenue generated per year, the average number of years a member stays enrolled, and the cost of serve that member, including discounts and benefits. You can see the formula right there. So let's take an Epicure level paid member as an example. So if the Epicure level paid member, like they visit the hotels, restaurants, 6.5 times per year, and each visit generate 225 Hong Kong dollar in net revenue. Yeah, these are all theoretical number for calculating demonstration only, okay? So the annual contribution is should be around um 1,462 Hong Kong dollars. So for over 2 years, this adds up to more than around $3,000, subtracting the value of benefits such as a fee, free hotel night, vouchers, and discount estimated at around um, 800, use a net customer lifetime value of about 2,100 Hong Kong dollars. This is a strong return, especially if retention rates are high and the member also use other hotel services such as spa treatments or room bookings. In contrast, credit card members have lower user rates and do not renew or re-engage. So this finding, combining with what we have already concluded above about the profitability, segmentation, and yeah, the points number one and number two. So Erica should focus on her retention and engagement strategies on the paid segments, which are far more likely to yield sustained profitability. Now, another important consideration is how reliant each restaurant within the hotel is on RD member traffic. The case provides clear evidence that this reliance varies significantly across venues. So, the Hotel Kabuki, the high-end Japanese fine dining restaurants, derives a staggering 62.4% of its revenue from the Royal Dining members, combining both regular and credit card based memberships. In contrast, the Hollywood Road Deli earns only about 5.8% of its revenue from the Royal Dining traffic, and the Cantonese Cafe is just 2.7%. This disparity reveals two critical insights. First, Kabuki is at high risk should there be any disruption or strategic shift in the RD program, as it has become heavily dependent on discounted traffic. Secondly, it raises the concern of whether Kabuki brand intended as a luxury offering is being undermined by a volume driven and price sensitive customer base. In contrast, other outlets like the deli and the cafe appear far less reliant on the program and may serve more full paying or casual customers. So for Erica, it means that any future policy changes to the Royal Dining program, such as for example, limiting the discount times, raising membership fees, or like reintroducing exclusivity must be like customized per outlet, and Kabuki might need stricter discount rules for blackout days to protect its premium image and preserve availability for high margin, full paying guests. So, while financial performance is paramount, the operational realities cannot be ignored. Staff at the restaurants, particularly servers and floor managers, have voiced growing frustration with the Royal Dining program. These frustrations stem from two main issues. First, the complexity of the rules, of the procedures and everything, and also the behavior of the Royal Dining customers that was influenced by this nature of discounting programs. So some of whom attempt to manipulate the system or greater discounts, such as bringing multiple cards per table or joining separate bookings after being seated. So these experiences lower employee morale, increase stress, and may ultimately reduce the quality of service delivered. In the high-end service environments like the Hong Kong Grand, employee attitude is a key driver of the guest experience and therefore of the brand itself. To address this, Erica should advocate for a simplification of program rules, clear training for the frontline staff, and possibly incentives for those handling high volume of the royal dining traffic if like the pricing strategy cannot be modified. Yeah, if the program is to be sustainable, it must be workable for staff, not just financially viable for the management. And finally, the Royal Dining Program, while effective in driving volume, may be misaligned with the Hong Kong brand's high end luxury brand positioning. So the hotel has a long standing reputation, we all know, with prestigious guests and awards that reflect a premium identity. However, the behaviors incentivized by royal dining, aggressive discount seekings, large birthday parties for children, eating fees and eating frees and guests visibly using discount cards can detract from the elegance and exclusivity the hotel seeks to project. So Erica must weigh the short-term financial gains from increased restaurant occupancy against the long-term risk of eroding brand equity. So one solution could be to reposition the royal dining program itself not as a discount program, but as a members only curated experience. Um, yeah, the benefits should be framed as privileges and access could be tiered on, even limited to maintain exclusivity. Yeah, my friends will explain it further in the following sessions.
Now I'll be addressing question 3.1. What effect does the Royal Dining Membership Program have on the brand and value perception of its local customers in Hong Kong and its full-paying hotel guests and diners? Let me begin by examining the current effects on brand and value perception. First, let's look at how this program affects the hotel's luxury brand positioning. The Royal Dining Membership Program creates a fundamental contradiction with the Hong Kong Grand's luxury brand identity. As a 140-room landmark hotel that has received awards including Best Luxury Hotel and Best Hotel in Asia, with distinguished guests like Queen Elizabeth II and Bill Gates, the hotel has invested significantly in building a premium brand image. However, the discount program undermines this positioning in several ways. Specifically, we see the brand delusion occurring when Carmen Teo, VP of Marketing, explicitly states that we spend so much money trying to build and maintain our luxury image, and then we offer a discount program that is very much at odds with it. This represents a classic provider gap 4 scenario where external communications, like luxury positioning, don't match the service delivery, which is the discount dining experience. Additionally, there is what I call a luxury paradox. The program creates cognitive dissonance for customers who expect exclusive premium experiences but encounter discount seeking behaviors and operational conflicts that compromise the luxury atmosphere. Moving on to our second major concern, the program creates distinct customer segments with conflicting expectations. Let me first discuss the RD members, who comprise 85% credit card holders. These customers view the hotel primarily as a discounted dining destination rather than a luxury experience. They exhibit price sensitive behaviors that conflict with the luxury service expectations. They experience an average discount of 35%, which fundamentally alters their value perception, and they demonstrate gaming behaviors such as pushing tables together and bringing large groups of children, showing a transactional rather than experiential mindset, right? On the other hand, full paying hotel guests and diners face different challenges. They may perceive reduced exclusivity when dining alongside the discount customers. They experience compromised ambience due to operational conflicts and rule violations. They develop potential resentments toward receiving the same service level as heavily discounted customers, and they also face the risk of brand switching to competitors offering more consistent luxury experiences. This brings us to our third major impact area, how the program negatively impacts service delivery through multiple channels. First, we observe the step attitude problems, which represents a provider gap 3 issue. Severe comments reveal embarrassment, such as, I think it's embarrassing. I'm working at the Hong Kong brand and I have to deal with tacky discounts. Furthermore, there is reduced motivation due to lower tips, such as
The RD discounts ruins the tip. I work for half as much. The staff also expressed operational frustration, such as, I'm sick of this program. I hate having to explain the rules to people trying to use multiple cards per table. Second, we see the significant operational conflicts such as the complex rule structure creates frequent customer complaints. The gaming behaviors, such as separate seating and then pushing tables together, disrupt the restaurant flow. And the staff uncertainty about rule enforcement also affects the service consistency. Finally, there is a clear atmosphere disruption through the discount-seeking behaviors which conflicts with luxury dining expectations. The large groups, like the birthday party with 10 children, create operational challenges. And lastly, rule violations and arguments between staff and customers can damage ambience. This leads us to our final consideration. The program presents a classic dilemma between financial performance and brand integrity. On the positive side, we see clear financial benefits such as significant revenue contribution up to 62.4% at Kabuki Restaurant, 4,200 active members, generating substantial membership fees, and high gross margins even with 50% discount, as the 32% food cost allows profitability. However, we must weigh these against the brand costs, including potential long-term damage to luxury positioning, risk of alienating full-paying customers, and the possible impact on room bookings and overall hotel revenue. In conclusion, for question 3.1, the Royal Dining Membership Program presents a complex challenge requiring careful balance between financial performance and brand integrity. While the program generates significant revenue, contributing up to 62.4% of the restaurant revenue, it creates substantial risk to the hotel luxury positioning and customer experience quality.
The next part of question number three is that how the hotel could address the issue that Wings has mentioned. So first, they have to reposition the royal dining program. Okay, so they could rebrand the program from discount membership to exclusive privilege club. For example, because they could use language like by invitation only on the private dining club to reframe the customer mindset from transactional to experiential. This could help the maintain the prestige and exclusivity so people phone paying guests will feel they are still in the premium environment. Moreover, it could replace deep discount with value-added experience. For example, instead of 50% off offer, they could offer member priority seating, chef meet and greets, or the off-menu tasting courses. This could enhance perceived luxury without reducing prices, but also can support the both brand image and customer delight. Next, the hotel could redesign the customer segmentation to avoid brand conflict and ambience disruption. For example, they could implement usage restriction during peak hours or high season. They could limit the royal dining reservation during weekends, holidays, or main dining hour to protect premium guest experience and ensure the royal dining members don't dominate high-value service windows, for example. Next, moreover, they can also design specific restaurant zone or off-peak sitting window for the royal dining member. Like they could allocate 20 to 30% of the table to the royal dining member during quieter hours to have operational flow, to reduce crowding, and also can preserve the ambience for luxury dinner. And next, they must simplify the rules and empower staff to reduce the operational conflict.
Okay, so here they can redesign the discount structure into simple and intuitive rules. Okay, this could have eliminate dispute over item counts, this time or guest combination, and improve the staff efficiency and guest clarity. Moreover, they can also promote digital program using mobile or QR code based system. For example, they could allow the member to scan at the table for auto apply or personalized benefit to reduce staff burden and ensure consistent rule enforcement. Moreover, they can also train server, how the train the servers with script and case-based scenario. This could help them confidently explain the rules and deal with common tactics like combining table to enhance professionalism, minimize conflict, and also maintain the brand tone. Next, the hotel can also restore the hotel can also restore the staff morale and elevate service delivery quality. Uh, like they can introduce services bonus tied to a royal dining satisfaction score on a volume handle. This could help compensate for lower tips and reward quality service to royal dining guests and can improve motivation and reduce resentment. And the hotel could also create some feedback channel where the staff can suggest improvement to the program. This could help build engagement and let employees feel ownership of the service solution. And it will have improved the frontline alignment with the hotel values and reduce the provider gap. Number three. And finally, the hotel could balance the financial gain with brand equity by capping total royal dining membership to maintain exclusivity. For example, they can just allow only 3,000 members per year or limit by restaurant to create the security and enhance the brand criteria and also protect the luxury ratio of guests. Moreover, they must test a rent equity fee in royal dining pricing, like as they could charge a premium tier of royal dining members and added luxury access for buffoon benefit or signaling exclusivity and supporting the price integrity. Okay, so through careful redesign of the program, structure, segmentation, staff support, and value communication, the hotel can maintain financial performance without sacrificing brand equity or alienating high value customer. And that's the end of question number three. Now we will move on to question number three about how could the negative server attitudes toward the royal dining customer be handled. So, through the reading, we can see that negative attitudes from the server toward the royal dining members stem from the perception that these guests are demanding, tipless, and abuse discount, damaging both staff morale and the customer experience. So to resolve this, the hotel should first, they must reframe the staff perception through education and communication. One core issue is that servers perceive the royal dining members as cheap or demanding due to the heavy discount. However, many members bring high lifetime value through repeat visits, loyalty, and word of mouth. Staff may not see this broader picture. So we must educate them about the long-term value and profitability of the royal dining customer, especially the royal dining customer. We can also use real data to show that while average checks may be lower, but revenue from the repeat visit and member fees is significant. And the hotel must communicate that the royal dining member are part of a customer retention strategy, not just short-term discount seeker. And the second thing, is the second method that could be conducted is that it could strengthen the internal relationship bonds and motivation. Just like customer relationship, internal relationship between the hotel and the staff must be nurtured. If servers feel ignored or unsupported, their motivation and service quality will decline. So they must recognize and reward excellent service to royal dining member and encourage relationship building behavior between the server and the guest, such as remembering names or preferences. Involve server in refining the royal dining program rules or collecting guest feedback. Also have them feel like value contributor, not just rule enforcer. Okay, and finally, they must improve the customer experience through consistent service quality. Servers are a key touchpoint in delivering consistent, high-quality experience. If royal dining members are treated poorly, they may leave the program, or worse, damage the hotel luxury image by complaining publicly. So we must provide clear, standardized training on how to handle common situations and encourage professionalism and politeness across all guest types to maintain the brand consistency. And finally, they must monitor and reduce switching barrier by ensuring all guests, discounted or not, feel welcome, valued, and respected. In conclusion, by reframing staff perception, strengthening internal motivation, and ensuring consistent service delivery, the hotel can reduce negative attitudes toward the members. This not only protect the guest experience, but also support the hotel's long-term relationship, marketing, and profitability goals.
For the review process for the Royal Dining Program, the Royal Dining Membership Program of Hong Kong Grand Hotel offers a range of discounts and benefits to members dining at the hotel restaurant. While this program has generated substantial revenue, the complexity and execution of its rule have created friction in customer experience and also operational consistency. Below is a comprehensive review of these rules and including their advantages, drawbacks, and also effects on customer perception. First of all, is the tiered discount structure based on the party size. The process that is they encourage the dining in pairs or small groups, increasing the frequency of visits, and it also offer value to member through substantial discount that is up to 50% and maintain profitability due to relatively low food cost. And the cons here that is high, highly complicated and not intuitive require diners to understand perceived eligibility criteria and the create forms. Some members explore the system by splitting tables or joining tables after being seated separately to maximize the discounts. And about the customer experience, it's created confusion and frustration. Many guests do not fully understand the discount mechanic perceive unfairness and the diner feel personalized when dining in large groups or if discount rules are inconsistently enforced. Endorse these sense of luxury. This is arguing about rules or discount undermines the high-end dining atmosphere. And the second one is the minimum ordering requirements. That is, discounts are applicable only if each adult order at least one qualifying item. For example, like main course, set menu, or starter, and the side dishes are excluded. And if only one dish is shared between two, only a 10% discount is applied. So the pros here that is encourage guests to order more and have been maintaining revenue despite discount, and it's also have prevent abuse of program through minimal spending. And the cons here is that it leads to awkward conversation when diners share food or order late meals, and it's also caused the misunderstanding and disruptives, if, especially if not communicated clearly in advance. So it's affect to the customer experience. This is member may feel like they are the nickel and dimmer, and guests feel embarrassed or and guests feel embarrassed or confused when corrected by staff at the table, and it's also undermine a seamless enjoyable dining experience. The next one is about a blackout date and limited seating. That is, the cost is not valid on high demand days like Valentine days or Mother days or also the Christmas Eve and also the Chinese New Year, so the restaurant can restrict availability due to during the peak times through in practice. This is rarely done. So the pros here that is protect the revenue during the high traffic periods when full paying customer are abundant. And it's also have maintained the table availability for premium planet. But the cons here that is the members was often unaware of blackout restriction until arrival, so it create last minute dissatisfaction or public complaints if reservation are denied or benefit revoked. And its influence to the experience of the customer. That is kind of disappointment if guests book expected discount but are later denied, and undermine the perceived value and reliability of the membership, and it also can make loyal customers feel excluded or undervalued on special occasion. For the next rule, that is the one card per table. Only one or the village membership card may be used per table, even if multiple members are dining together. So the pros here that is prevent excessive discount stacking and also protect the hotel margins, and it's also encourage more individuals visits rather than group abuse. But the cons here that is perceived as unfair, especially when multiple paying members are part of the same party, and work around that is separate seating. For example, like separate seating than merchant table disrupts the operation and ambience, and the staff are placed in uncomfortable position, having to explain or enforce the rules. So about the customer experience. This is make the loyal customer feel like they penalize for dining with fellow members, and guests may experience public embarrassment or friction with staff, and it reinforces an impression on riches and petty policy. Move to the next rule. This is the exclusion on beverage service charge and takeaway and also the private dining.
That is the discount applied only to food, not beverage, not service charges and taxes, and also point out that all the benefits do not apply to takeaway or maybe the private events. So the plus here that is protect profitability margin on high margin item like drinks, and it's also simplified the billing for non-standard service like events or catering, but it's create inconsistent with customer expectation, especially when they dining out involve full meals experience, and it's become a source of dissatisfaction when guests are surprised at the drinks aren't discounted. And it's also effective to customer experience. That is, it can dismiss the perceived value of the program and lead to awkward conversation and app building and apted affective calculation, irritating both diner and server. So why the dining programs rule are crafted to ensure the financial control and limit abuse. The complexity, rigidity, or poor communication have led to a host of negative consequences for the customer experience. These include confusion, dissatisfaction, perceived unfairness, and a misalignment between the program benefit and luxury image that the hotel seek to uphold. So to improve this situation, the rule would need to be simplified, communicated more clearly, and also balanced in a way that protect the hotel interests without um, alienating or frustrating its member.
Okay, now so let's move to the question number four, part two. How would you go about setting rules for the program that would protect the hotel against a bill without making the members feel that the program is unnecessarily restrictive and difficult to use? To address these challenges while preserving both customer satisfaction and operational efficiency, the following recommendations outline how the program rules can be improved to protect the hotel from bills without compromising the user experience. First, we suggest to make the discount rule easier to understand. Right now, many members don't understand how much they will save. The rules are too detailed: 50%, 33%, 25%, etc. And people try to cheat the system by splitting tables. The suggestion here is offer one simple discount, for example, 30% off the total food bill, max 4 people. If more than 4 people, allow less discount. For example, 20%, but be clear about it. This makes it easier for members to remember and for staff to apply. Also, stop people from trying to game the system. Second, we recommend the use an app or a digital card to avoid misunderstandings. Many problems happen because people don't know blackout dates, how many dishes to order, and try to use two cards at one table. So, the suggestion here is move the membership to a mobile app. The app can show rules clearly. It can stop bookings during blackout dates. It can calculate discounts automatically. With this, there's no need for staff to argue with guests or explain rules again and again. Third, it's important to change the way we communicate the rules. Right now, members feel like the hotel doesn't trust them. They pay for a card but get many conditions that feels like they're being punished. The suggestion here is say what members can do, not just what they can't. Use friendly words, for example. Instead of saying only one card per table, say enjoy your RD benefits once per group. Instead of blackout days apply, say all the benefits are available all year except on 5 high-traffic holidays. This helps the member feel respected, not controlled. Finally, We should let staff do less rule checking and more hospitality. Servers are stressed because they have to explain rules, retrieve discounts, and deal with angry guests. That kills the luxury feeling. So the suggestion here is put most of the rules checking in the booking step. For example, app auto checks guest count and discount. Train staff with short scripts to explain things kindly, like I understand it's a bit confusing. Let me know you how it works for your table. Also give staff small bonuses when they handle all the customer well. That way, staff can focus on being friendly, not being the bad guy. In short, the Royal Dining Program was built with good intention to boost restaurant sales and reward loyal guests, but the current rules are too complex and hard to follow. As a result, members feel confused and frustrated. Staff feel stressed, and the luxury image of the hotel is at risk. To fix this, the hotel doesn't need more rules. It needs smarter rules, ones that are clear, simple, fair, and easy to apply. Using technology, simplifying discount structures, changing how rules are communicated, and supporting staff better can help protect the hotel from abuse without hurting the guest experience. Now we will move on to question number three about how could the negative server attitudes toward the royal dining customer be handled. So, through the reading, we can see that negative attitudes from the server toward the royal dining members stem from the perception that these guests are demanding, tipless, and abuse discount, damaging both staff morale and the customer experience. So to resolve this, the hotel should first, they must reframe the staff perception through education and communication. One core issue is that servers perceive the royal dining members as cheap or demanding due to the heavy discount. However, many members bring high lifetime value through repeat visits, loyalty, and word of mouth. Staff may not see this broader picture, so we must educate them about the long-term value and profitability of the royal dining customer, especially the royal dining customer. We can also use real data to show that while average checks may be lower, but revenue from the repeat visit and member fees is significant. And the hotel must communicate that the royal dining member are part of a customer retention strategy, not just short-term discount seeker. And the second thing, is the second method that could be conducted is that it could strengthen the internal relationship bonds and motivation. Just like customer relationship, internal relationship between the hotel and the staff must be nurtured. If servers feel ignored or unsupported, their motivation and service quality will decline. So they must recognize and reward excellent service to royal dining member and encourage relationship building behavior between the server and the guest, such as remembering names or preferences. Involve server in refining the royal dining program rules or collecting guest feedback. Also have them feel like value contributor, not just rule enforcer. Okay, and finally, they must improve the customer experience through consistent service quality. Servers are a key touchpoint in delivering consistent, high-quality experience. If royal dining members are treated poorly, they may leave the program, or worse, damage the hotel luxury image by complaining publicly. So we must provide clear, standardized training on how to handle common situations and encourage professionalism and politeness across all guest types to maintain the brand consistency. And finally, they must monitor and reduce switching barrier by ensuring on guests, discounted or not, feel welcome, valued, and respected. In conclusion, by reframing staff perception, strengthening internal motivation, and ensuring consistent service delivery, the hotel can reduce negative attitudes toward the members. This not only protect the guest experience but also support the hotel's long-term relationship, marketing, and profitability goals. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.